fish report. Hanging at the fish report. Hanging at the fish report. Hanging at the fish report. For your latest news in high school sports, tune in to the fish report. Don't need no bed, don't need no pull. When you tune in to the fish report. Hanging at the fish report. Hanging at the fish report. You got Craig and TK and Head tune in at the fish report.
Coming to you live from Studio F in Russia, Ohio. It's the Fish Report Live Show with your hosts, Craig Fissinger and Ken Francis.
Welcome, everyone, to another Fish Report Live. My name is Craig Fissinger. That's Ken Francis back in the sound room. TK and Heavy D are back there. We're going to be joining them in just a little bit. And, Ken, we've had a lot of guests on this show. We've talked to high school state champions. We've talked to a high school Heisman Trophy winner once before. We've even talked to high school Hall of Fame coaches, haven't we?
Absolutely, Craig. We've had it all, Craig. We've even talked to a college All-Americans and also a professional baseball player.
Well, let me ask you, have we ever had a U.S. Olympian on this show?
No.
Ever had a U.S. Olympian?
Never have we had any Olympian, Craig. No U.S. Olympians ever. And you know what? Tonight, though, Craig, something is going to change on that because we can't wait. We've had a lot of work put into this show, and we just can't wait to get our live interview tonight with Olympic snowboarder Louie Vito.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm fired up. Before we get to all that, though, Ken, do have to say special thanks to some sponsors that made all this happen tonight. We're going to start out with Reliant Mechanical over there in East Liberty. Big thanks to Reliant and their employees for being a big part of this tonight, as well as Jason and Ann Vogel over there in West Liberty. You guys came up big tonight. We sure appreciate that. And then a new place, Ken, Worley's Plumbing Supply and Pipe Valves out of Columbus. First time we got to know those guys, but they came up big as well. Big thanks to them.
Absolutely, Craig. And you know what? We've also got A1 Auto Restoration in Russia, as well as Chiltex Heating, Cooling, and Mechanical Services in Anna. So, special thanks to all those big sponsors tonight that have made this show possible.
Yeah, great people, great sponsors. And, Ken, one of the things we like to do on this show for viewers that have never watched us before is a trivia question. You ask me a trivia question every week. I try to get the answer right. Usually I have to go out to Twitter, though, and send the question out there, get a little help from those guys. But what do you got for me tonight?
Well, Craig, the 2014 Olympic Games just completed here a few months ago. So we're going to talk Olympian tonight, Craig. So I thought I would ask you, who is the host country for the 2018, the 23rd Olympic Winter Games?
Man, why don't I know this? I know 2010 was Vancouver. I know 2014 was Sochi. Have they announced this yet? Has it been announced?
Yeah, they've announced it many years ago, Craig. And your options are going to be the United States, South Korea, Japan, or Canada.
Oh, boy. Okay. Well, I'm going to need some help on this one, so I'm definitely going to send this out on Twitter. Also, if you're watching us on the Fish Report Live page right now, you can scroll down to the trivia question. It's on the page. You can answer it there, and I will check for that at the end of the show, all right?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, listen, let's start out talking some snowboarding. Never talked snowboarding on this show, so it's all new to me, but I know you like to hit the slopes occasionally, do a little bit of skiing. Tell me, in your opinion, what's so great about skiing and snowboarding compared to sports that I'm used to, things like golf and running and baseball?
Well, Craig, it's different because you just can't do it every day around here. So, it's nice whether you're going to Mad River Mountain or you're going to Perfect North Slopes down in Cincinnati or maybe up to Michigan or West Virginia or up into New York. You got to go away to do it. So when you travel afar, you've got that to do. And it's just, it's so special. It's just a peaceful run down the mountains, Craig. You start cutting the slopes and everything. And I'm quite the skier myself. So very peaceful going down them slopes.
I'm going to have to give it a shot sometime.
You would look good on a snowboard. I think you'd be a good snowboarder.
Oh, boy, I'd probably end up hurting myself. But, hey, listen, I know two guys that do like to do a little snowboarding, a little skiing, are back in our sound room, TK and Heavy D. Let's go back there and check in with those guys. And, guys, I want to ask you about the oh, boy, wow. It looks like they're ready to snowboard, doesn't it, Ken?
Look at them guys. They are.
They're ready to go.
They're ready to go.
Guys, listen, I know you like to get out on the slopes and do a little snowboarding, a little skiing. What kind of things you like to do out there?
Well, we like to shred the gnar, just hang out, do some booters,
Shred
some
the
heels. Fortunately, I hit a crusty death cookie on my last run later this winter, and my back's not quite the same, but I'll be ready next fall to hit her again.
A death cookie, okay.
Death cookie.
And
Crusty
Heavy
death
D,
cookie.
how about you? Any tricks you like to do out there on the slopes?
I'm flipping out on the backside, butt slides, blowing kisses to all the Arctic cougars out there. It gets crunchy.
Oh,
Look,
boy.
Arctic Cougars, crunchy.
Backside butt slides.
Those guys are good.
I guess.
They're advanced snowboarders.
Listen, I thought baseball had cool terms like around the horn and hitting a grand salami, but obviously snowboarding is a lot cooler than that, Ken.
Well, I guess, especially when you look at them two guys back here in the sound room. If that's not cool, nothing is.
Well, listen, let's talk a little bit about Louie Vito, and that's who we're going to be talking to tonight, Ken. And he's a local guy, isn't he?
Absolutely, Craig. He grew up in Bell Fountain. And he made his home there until he was a young teenager, Craig. And then he actually became a young gymnast at a young age. And actually, with the slopes there, he took that gymnastic skills to the slopes and started working on his snowboarding. A few years later, in a young teenager age, he moved over to the Academy of Stratton Mountain School in Virginia. There he studied his high school studies, along with a lot of snowboarding, of course, and some competitions on the weekends. After graduation, he moved to Salt Lake City, Utah, and that's where he now resides.
Yeah, and I got this little bit on him, too. At age 17, he rose to prominence on the snowboarding scene by doing something called a backside 1080. It was over at the Australian Open Snowboarding Championships. He was the first rider to ever complete that move at that championship. I guess it put him to the top of the podium, and he won 2 of those in a row. But he's still kind of a young guy, too, isn't he?
Yes, he is, Craig. Just 26 years old, Craig. Really looking forward to talking to him here shortly. And his list of accomplishments are very long. He's actually a 4-time U.S. Grand Prix national champion. He's placed 2nd, 3rd, and 5th at several different world championships. He was a member of the 2010 U.S. Olympic team, and in the year he finished 5th place in the halfpipe.
Well, not only is he a professional athlete, Ken, he's basically a celebrity too. He was a past contestant on the popular hit TV show Dancing with the Stars, and then just this past January, he co-hosted Winter X Games over in Aspen for ABC and ESPN. So pretty remarkable there.
Yeah, it was, Craig. As a matter of fact, I watched some of the X Games this year and watched him host them. This was before I knew we'd have him on the show, and I thought, I knew he was from Bell Fountain. I thought, well, this is really cool watching this guy that I somewhat kind of know, and but it's really going to make it even more special tonight once we interview him. But he kind of reminds me of us a little bit while he was doing those hostings.
How's that?
Well, he messes up a little bit once in a while, just like we do. And as a matter of fact, there's a funny blooper video out there on Louie Vito, and let's just roll that right now.
All right, take 1. So what do you want me to do? What up, everyone? I'm Louie Vito. We're here in Aspen, day 1, Winter X Games. All right, take 2, take 3. First stop this year was Dew Tour in Breckenridge, Colorado, and man, it was quite the mix-up for most people. Take 4. And as my dad says, I'm an SOB, son of a broadcaster. Take 25. I get to snowboard, and I get to talk, my 2 favorite things in life. Take 55. Scotty Lego's on fire, killing it more than Duck Dynasty. Check out his beard. Dude, I can't say that. I'm gonna get in trouble. All right, next page. All business, dude. Have you read these things yet? Start over. All right, take 55.
And not only is he a professional athlete and a celebrity, but he's also a real nice guy. Every year he comes back to Bell Fountain, puts on something called Louie Vito's Rail Jam. I think it's the 10th year they did it this past January, and kind of mentors young riders, doesn't he?
Yes, he does, Craig. And also at the Rail Jam, he likes to support his biggest charity, the St. Vincent de Paul. So, we're really looking forward to asking Louie about those charities and the different things that he sponsors, as well as the Jam in Bell Fountain.
All right, well, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to have that big interview with Louie, so you're not going to want to miss that. Stay there. We'll be right back.
Kevin's waiting in his Thunderbird. all black in an 86 oats, wrapped out his savings to make those tires roll. It's an 18 in 2 weeks. He's got a bag packed in the car, flip off his old man as he slams back home door. He fires that engine on, slips her into a jack, has a catalyst hits the road. You won't be turning back. He's not looking back. It's on your way. I got red and blues in my rear view, 29 and down 75. I got blood on my boots and a shaky hand and a smoking 45. There's a light in the sky, 10-step bulls, all with the beat on me. Well, I hope they're ready for a long, long night, 'cause I won't go easily. You'll never take me alive. You won't have me, 'cause I shot that girl. The one is such a love man. You'll never take me alive. This is the end of me, 'cause I shot that girl.
All right, welcome back to the second half of Fish Report Live, everyone. And Ken, before the break, we were talking about Louie Vito. Let's quit talking about him and talk to him. How about that?
That sounds great to me.
All right, we're happy to have him live on the phone right now. Louie, welcome to Fish Report Live, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Hey, thank you guys for having me.
Hey, well, thanks for coming on the show. It's been a long process for us to get in touch with you. We know you're a busy guy, but your work is snowboarding, and it's almost May. The snow's all melted here around Ohio. What's keeping you so busy this time of year?
It's crazy that you guys have already lost all your snow. You guys had such a good snow year. But no, I'm out in Mammoth, California right now, still riding and just having some fun, enjoying the sun and the slush, and shooting some photos for, catalogs and ads, and hanging out and just enjoying, the springtime. This is the best. It's warm and sunny all day long and good riding, so it kind of beats being cold all winter long.
All right. Well, we know you lived in Salt Lake City since 2006, but you're really an Ohio guy. You grew up your early years in Bell Fountain, Ohio, and I know you take a lot of pride in that, Louie. Explain to us why you're proud to call Ohio home, especially since we're not really known for our snowboarding out here.
Well, mostly just that's where I grew up. That's where I lived. I learned to snowboard. I snowboarded, a long time in Ohio, and I think it's cool to me to, I think it created the type of rider I am and helped shape me who I am. And the fact that, like you said, you guys aren't really known for your mountains, but yet, I started at Mad River and ended up going to the Olympics and X Games and all those things, all from starting in Ohio.
Louie, hi, this is Ken. You're a 2010 Olympian. You've won multiple times at the X Games, the U.S. Grand Prix, the Dew Tour. What's driving you right now in snowboarding?
Everything. It's a pretty new sport, so you can always be learning something new and perfecting something, adding different style to something, and just waking up every day in the mountains and getting to go snowboard with your friends. It's like that's my office is these gorgeous mountains, and I get to spend it every day with some of my closest friends.
Louie, let's talk a few moments about some of your other talents. You've competed on the hit show Dancing with the Stars back in 2009. You've co-hosted the Winter X Games in Aspen earlier this year. Are there any other cool things coming up in the works?
I'm always trying to get something going. My whole theory is, you gotta work hard and strike while the coals are hot, and then, when I'm in my 30s, I can enjoy it a little bit more. But try to take advantage of every opportunity I have, and every door that gets presented in front of me, try to open it up and see what it leads to. So I have some things in the works, but we'll see what materializes and what doesn't.
All right. Well, hey, Louie, talk to us about the co-hosting thing a little bit. You did for ABC and ESPN at X Games. Before you came on tonight, we showed a YouTube blooper reel of you hosting X Games, and it was funny stuff. But I know it takes a lot of prep work. What kind of prep work does something like that take, co-hosting?
Well, luckily for me, I've been around the action sports industry for a long time, and it's one of those big industries, but yet it's small. So I was pretty familiar with it. But what's hard for me is, I have like ADHD, and my mind goes really fast. So when you're on live TV, they tell you need to talk about this, this, and this, and so you know what you want to say, but my mind's going through it way faster than it's coming out of my mouth. And I was spending just long days at the mountain. We had practice, and the contest was all at night. But yet I had to be at the mountain every day, between 8 and 8:30, just to kind of have a conference with Connecticut at ESPN headquarters, and then do that all day and take a break and go practice or go do the contest, and then finish up with the sports center piece.
Cool. Ken and I here, we're kind of big Twitter guys. We think we're doing pretty good because we have like 900 followers. You got like 70,000. What's your favorite social media right now?
Right now I just really like, Instagram, just because it kind of can put words or a picture to your words, Twitter is still fun, and I get a lot of my Ohio State updates from Twitter, but Instagram is nice because you get to see pictures, and you kind of get to almost enjoy some of the trips your friends are on without you actually physically being there. It's cool to kind of keep up to date with your friends, or, I follow some people too that, athletes or musicians that I like, and you kind of get to see what they're doing, and it almost connects you a little bit better, I feel like.
Louie, we're actually showing your Twitter page right now to our viewers, and I got to ask you something. What in the world does UT 40.585684 stand for?
I have no idea. It just does that sometimes on my thing. That's like the location stuff. I don't really know what it is. Just pay attention to what I write more than what the stuff I can't control.
We can do that for sure, Louie. We spent some time with your dad just a few weeks ago at the fish fry over there in Bell Fountain at St. Patrick's Church. We go over there each year and have gotten to know your parents fairly well. How often do you get to see your parents, and what have they meant to you throughout your whole career?
I mean, my parents are pretty much the reason, or most of the reason why I am where I am, because, growing up in Ohio, we had to travel a lot, driving around the Midwest to ride different places and contests and things like that, and then, giving me the support to kind of really take my passion and try to make it my dream a reality. And it all goes to them, because they definitely, whatever I wanted to do, snowboarding wasn't big when I started as far as in, like, career-wise. It's not like being a doctor or anything like that. So, they still just supported me in the activities I wanted to do. And, now it is, a big industry and a big career, so it worked out for everybody. But I'm very thankful for them.
Well, you've got great parents, Louie. Like I said, we've sat around, we've talked with them and the Vogels at the fish fry, and I will have to say your dad can tell some very interesting stories, and I could sit around all night and listen to him tell Louie Vito's stories. So I'm not sure who's got more stories, though, you or him.
I know, it's tough. He'll tell the ones that I probably would be too timid to tell.
Hey, listen, Louie, one more question, we'll let you go. But you have a charity event you put on every year. I think it was the 10th annual this year out at Mad River Mountain, something called Louie Vito's Rail Jam. And explain to us, what's that all about?
Well, for me, and it's very important to remember where you came from and who helped you get there. And, not only just because that's where you started, but it definitely shapes you as a person. And so it's all to benefit and give back, and it's a canned food product to enter the contest, and all that donated to the local Catholic churches around the area for their food banks, because it's right after Christmas, and normally they're pretty bone dry. And then we do raffles and other donations, and that's all given back. And then my sponsors kick down prizes, and we give prizes for the top 3 in each age group, and then we do a last man standing raffle with normally the grand prize is a paid-for trip to Wendell Snowboard Camp in Mount Hood in Oregon in the summertime, where you can go snowboarding in the summer, and we take care of your flight and everything, so it's completely free. But it's just 100% charity, 100% for the community, giving back, and letting the kids know that I started here and I made it. Just keep pushing yourself and work hard, and good things happen.
Well, that's awesome stuff. And, hey, listen, you'll be happy to know that all of our sponsors of tonight's show have all decided to make contributions to St. Vincent de Paul. So I know it's a great organization, and we're glad you do so much to help it out. And, hey, listen, best of luck with the rest of your career, Louie, and we sure appreciate you coming on and joining us tonight.
Hey, thank you guys, though, for the donation. And like I said, it's all about giving back to the community, and I appreciate you guys doing that as well. And anytime you guys need an interview, you give me a call, and maybe I'll see you guys back in Ohio. And remember, go Bucks.
Hey,
right,
thanks a lot, Louie, and good luck to you in the snowboarding competitions and in your career.
Hey, thank you guys very much. Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, that was U.S. Olympian and professional snowboarder Louie Vito. Ken, I'm fired up. I'm ready to make plans to head over to Louie Vito's Rail Jam next January. What do you say? We head out there?
Absolutely. We're going, I can tell you that. And, I think you would be good on the slopes, Craig. I think maybe, maybe Fish Report, little live cam on the helmet, you going down through the half pipes. I think that's got some possibilities right there.
Oh, boy, we'll have to give it some thought. Let's go back to those sound room guys again. What do you think, guys? Head out to Bell Fountain next year, and maybe you can show Louie some of your, what'd you call those, backside butt slides?
Something like that. I'll tell you what, though, it's getting hot back here.
We need some more snow.
Need some more snow here. I'm still working on my fakey fakes and my slippery rodeos and this and that and shiflers, and it's all good stuff.
Oh, man. All right, I think that's probably enough from the sound room, guys. But, Ken, listen, about going to wrap it up now, about out of time. One more thing to get to, though, and that is that trivia question you asked me at the beginning of the night. Give it to me again, and I'm going to check for answers on Twitter.
All right, well, hopefully you got some followers here, Craig, or some answers, because I've been stumping you here the last several weeks. But the question is, we just spoke to an Olympian, Louie Vito. Very happy to have him on our show tonight. And the question tonight is, who is the host country for the 2018, the 23rd Olympic Winter Games? Is it the United States, South Korea, Japan, or Canada?
All right, well, I only got a little bit of help from Twitter tonight. A guy by the name of A. Brunswick23 tells me South Korea. I'm not sure that's the right answer, but I'm going to have to go back and check with the sound room guys. They got the telemetrics up there. Guys, any help on Fish Report Live page?
Yeah, Fish, a little more than one on the Fish Report Live page. So we've got the United States at 0, Japan at 1, Canada at 2, and South Korea at 5.
Ooh,
so that seems to be the heavy favorite tonight.
South Korea, do they even have mountains and snow in South Korea?
They'll bring it in from North Korea, I think.
I'm not sure what latitude that's even on there, but apparently that seems to be the popular answer. So, Ken, I got to go with the viewers out there and say South Korea.
South Korea, Craig, is the correct answer.
All right.
And when I Googled that, you finally got one right. When I Googled that one up today, I'm like, really? South Korea? So
I would have guessed the U.S. or Canada.
Yeah, but anyway, South Korea, host of the 2018, the 23rd Olympic Winter Games.
All right, well, listen, that's going to do it for us tonight. I do want to say a big special thanks to Louie Vito for coming on the show tonight, and special thanks to all the sponsors we mentioned at the top of the show for making all this possible tonight. Ken and I and the crew, we're all going to take next week off. However, we will be back on May 14th, just in time to talk some tournament baseball and some track. So until then, everyone, have a great rest of the week, and good night.
Hanging at the fish report. 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 For your latest news in high school sports, tune in to the fish report. Don't need no bed, don't need no pull. When you tune in to the fish report. Hanging at the fish report.